We are live and in charge. I don't know why it's so bright. Hi, welcome to our call. I call it like a team call because we are collectively a team of women who support each other in all the things. And I asked you guys a question in the email. Heather, Ashley, and Tara, you would not have gotten that email because you just signed up yesterday as coaches. So it's okay. But I kind of want to dive right in. So the meeting we had a couple weeks ago, we talked about I really just want this to be a community supporting community. So, it doesn't matter if you are selling a whole bunch of things. It doesn't matter how we met. It doesn't matter if you're like going crazy with Beachbody or you're going crazy with something else. What matters is we're supporting each other in the goals that we have. And I don't think there's enough of that in the world today. And I think that community, one of the quotes that I'll say it again this week, but it was people are what did it say? It was like people are missed, and I think social media can make you feel missed, right? Like it makes you feel like you're missing out, makes you feel like you're not doing enough, makes you feel like you're failing in whatever business you're doing because you see somebody else doing better. And I just want us to be a tribe of women who like rally behind each other in whatever that looks like. And so one of the things that I kind of thought would be fun to sort of talk about tonight is what is something that is missing in your life? What is something you want to see more of? And it doesn't have to be in relation to anything that we are all connected by, anything. What is, and so you guys last little tidbit. So this call will usually be Sunday nights, and the whole point is to really get us pepped up and ready to rock the week ahead together. So I know it's a Wednesday, but that's okay. It's a Wednesday after a holiday, which feels like a Sunday, like the never ending Sunday. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like, still feel like I'm recovering. What is something that is missing from your life, your community, your business, whatever? But what I'm saying is this is like an interactive call. This isn't like a me. I'll like pep you up till I'm blue in the face. And if you need me to like text you in the morning and, cheerlead in your ear, I'm happy to do that. But this is how we get to know each other. This is how we break down the walls so that when the crap hits the fan, we can rally behind each other. That's really what the premise and the point of this tribe. And that's what I believe in more than anything, especially after the wild year and a half that we've all come out of. So if anyone feels like they want to go first, you want a minute to think about it. And you can like introduce yourself too, because none of you know each other really. So, hey, welcome. This is a group of people who literally barely know each other, which I love so much.
Well, I'll just say something really quick. So I'm Heather. I'm from California. I'm a teacher, and what I'm having a really hard time with right now is like being okay with because I do have a couple of businesses that I do, but being okay with like just being on vacation and it's summer and I'm a teacher and I worked all year long and I deserve this time off, but like being okay with like not like sticking to, or I don't know, I guess I feel like you've energized me so much just watching your Instagram stories and like trying everything I've tried over the last few weeks and just love your podcast. All of it totally speaks to me. But it's that part where it's like, it's okay to not be like pushing so hard in your business all the time. I kind of think where I'm at.
I think that's I think that's for anybody, right? We have more kids at home, we have schedules are interrupted. Even like your own health and fitness is hard to stay motivated. I would say some of the things that I have learned along the way to really set your business in a tangible way that will keep working for you while you're kind of leaning off is to create an email list. because coming up with a newsletter and content will keep you relevant and in people's inboxes weekly, right? And that doesn't take very long. I mean, you can come up with some really easy recipes or whatever your business, you have things you can sell. You could, and if you're creating that newsletter, you obviously have emails of people who have signed up for your business as is, but you can also put the ask out like, hey, I'm creating a newsletter that's going to go out every other week or every 2 weeks or whatever. And what would you want to see in it? What would be helpful to you? I think asking those questions, like maybe people want free resources on how to deal with being a teacher, teacher things that I'm going to pretend like I know, but I really don't. But stuff that would be helpful for a teacher, or maybe you found this really great new product, or, and then being able to capitalize on some of those things. So when you put out those emails, like, have you signed up for Amazon Marketplace? Are you able to sell stuff on Amazon? Did you sign up for Like It to Know It? Could you jump into that kind of avenue? Because these are things that don't take time. I mean, initially they kind of take time, but they're things that you can add and give value to in a newsletter. So I think I think a lot of times the busy work makes us feel like we're doing stuff, but in the reality of it, it really doesn't make a difference in the long run, right? Like that might not change anything. Hi. Okay. I love you. I can't come lay with you right now. Well, there's a group of us hanging out. This is Avery and Carter. Hi, guys. We said they could stay up late tonight. Clearly, they're staying up late. I know I can't though, sweetie. You're gonna have to ask your sweaty dad too, who's working out. He's doing 6:45 right now. He was like, I'm gonna go try that sample workout. I'm like, oh hey, get on with your bad stuff. Bye. I don't want to go to bed. Okay, well, go tell your dad that. Bye. Anyway.
Kim, I have a question. Do you feel like people read it? Like, how do you know? Like your weekly stuff. Like, I just, I know there's so many emails that I sign up for, and then I see it in my inbox and I'm like, yeah, I'll read it later. And then, because I've thought about doing that. And I'm like, am I doing work that isn't going to benefit me? That's kind of like the idea I've tossed up in my head. Like,
I think it keeps the people who know you, who are a part of your world, relevant. But okay. I think it, you really do need to put some, like, just like in your Instagram stories, like if you can offer something in there once, like weekly, that's what's going to give people, free stuff, free things. And even if you don't have the swipe up feature or whatever, giving them free resources, free workouts, free meal plans, free, whatever. Stuff like that, I think, goes a long way for people, and making sure that you are offering something. But like I was saying, I think a lot of times we go on this hustle, and we think that we have to stay at that speed. Otherwise, everything's going to crash and burn. So I think letting go of a lot of those like preconceived things that we've like made up in our brains, and just allowing yourself freedom to just breathe. And even if it does go down a little bit, the thing is though, if people still see you showing up in your life, whether it's fitness, whether it's, your makeup, whether it's your clothes that you sell, if people keep seeing you show up, you're not going to fall numb to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Plus,
I was going to jump in because Heather, yeah. I feel you. I was also a teacher, so I feel like there is that like grind as a teacher, and it's hard to turn it off. And now that you're doing something else, it's like the same mindset, or at least that's how I feel. Yeah, I feel like this is something I'm just always thinking about the next thing that's on the list, and then I'm not enjoying the time, like
with your family,
the off time that everybody should have, because I'm like, oh, I should really work on this, and oh, I didn't do that today, and yeah, so I feel
because I just want it to, I want it to be that thing where it's like, if I feel good about it and I want to do it, then I'll do it, but I don't want to feel bad about it, and then people are like, oh, are you still, selling this or whatever? I'm like, no, but right now I'm just like really way more focused on wanting to be able to read books because that's something I love to do, and I want to work out and I want to like follow a specific kind of meal plan. And so that's like where my mind is right now. So, you know,
I think also being real with your people, like, y'all, I'm here. Here's my, I said this last time, but if you've never if you don't want to create a website, like you don't want to spend all the money on a website, you can create a free one under Milkshake. Get that up and operating and make it, I don't know. I recently just put a lot of money into a website, which I mean, that's like 7 years in the making, but that website is something that I can constantly be pushing people to. But if you're real with people and you're like, look, everything I have is right here. I am still here. I'm just enjoying my family and I'm enjoying taking care of myself and I'm taking care of, we're doing this nutrition plan. And I think they're not going to forget you. They're going to be like, wow, she's human. She's still doing the things.
what do you
So
use for your newsletter, or what do you think is like the easiest?
I use Flowdesk. It is a paid service. I think it's $19.99 a month, which maybe it's $14.99. I can't remember. But I mean, you can use there's so many. I feel like Google has a free newsletters, MailChimp, unless you have like a bajillion followers, or email list. You could use MailChimp is a good one.
Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. As far as the lists go, you all know I love lists and organization. If I were you, I would sit down and be like, okay, I have 8 weeks left of school or summer break, which is crazy, right? Isn't that what we have? Like, it's like not even. If we're going to blink and summer's going to be over. But you have 8 weeks left in vacation, right? What are your non-negotiables that have to happen every day? And then what do you need to accomplish over the next 8 weeks? And then break it up and then give yourself permission. Like, okay, if you're trying, like, say you're like, I'm going to declutter the house this entire summer. You take room by room, drawer by drawer, and you literally just break that up through 9 weeks. And so then that way, at the end of the day, you're not like, oh, I didn't get that whole, but I did clean out the junk drawer, or I did do the garage today. I mean, I feel like today was like that. I felt like where you go, you spill the oil everywhere. So then you start mopping the floors, and then you go to the laundry room and you realize that whole room needs to be cleaned up. And then you go to the garage to find the tool and you realize the garage is a disaster. And then you end up cleaning the whole house and you're like, wow, that was productive. But I think making a super simple list, and I know that vacation means like we sleep in and we do those things, but I will tell you that if your anxiety is coming from not feeling like you're not doing those things, you got to get up. I know but if you get up and you get that stuff that you want to get done, that gives you takes away the anxiety, then do that. Like, get up and get it done. And even if it means that you then take a nap with your kids out by the pool, like, who cares, like, then you've done what you needed to do. Who else? What else you got? What else is missing from your world right now in any of your endeavors?
I would just kind of go off what I said before, like structure, because now, well, I have an extra kid home who's not in school anymore because it's summer. And every time I try to get a routine in place, it goes right out the window. And then, so I try to just pivot and do something different. And then before you know it, like a week's gone by and I have like no routine. And I feel like I'm getting not as many of the things done as I need to, whether it be business, workout, meal prep, anything. So I need more structure somehow in my life.
Right. What about if you, if you break it down to like the simplest things that you have to get done or want to get done, can you get that done before everyone wakes up?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes my youngest is not consistent with so I mean, yeah, some days that works really good, and then you're so excited to do it the next day, and then the next day goes out the window, and then when a couple days go out the window, then you're really sunk, it feels like.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not a morning person, but I'm trying to be. I mean, it looks so good the way other people do it. It does. I mean, you make it look magical,
Well,
but
I think you have to fight
it
for the
doesn't look
magical,
that good.
right? Like you have to like create the space that makes it magical. I mean, I think I shared this in my podcast yesterday. Maybe it wasn't yesterday, but how like when you, the anxiety I get when I don't beat the kids is something I avoid having every day. Like, cause I know what it feels
Yeah.
like and I hate it. And then I'm mean to them. And then I'm a short wife. And then I'm like sucky all day long. And so I think that because I know I never want to be that person, I just, that alarm goes off and I think, oof, let's keep the bee at bay, right? Like, let's not let her out today. Get up, right? And then I feel like you just get up and you go, and then you've got like the morning routine feels so good that you just kind of start getting into it and you just never let it go.
So like how much work would you say you're able to get done in the morning? Do you get any of your work done before the kids get up?
Yeah, I mean, I get probably, I mean, I can get in like an hour and a half before that. I've put my workout later. This is new for me. This is a whole new world. And actually I'm loving it. But I also have, I feel like I'm finally at an age where kids will entertain themselves. I can work out, and it's not like the end of
Yeah.
the world. But sitting down, if I'm sitting at a desk or my table and working, they're all up in my face.
Yeah, me too.
But if I'm working out, they're usually jumping around too. It's just a totally different atmosphere. So,
And then I guess schedule wise, because I feel like you have a lot of things that you handle. So like I assume you just have things like scheduled out. Like this is the day I do my newsletter. This is the day I get back to my coaches. This is the day
I list it all. I list everything. So like I have like a check-in for, you guys are going to be like, because then you're going to know that you're on a day. But like I know on Monday,
Right.
you're going to be like, Kim, it's Tuesday. You've been checking in with me for Tuesday consecutively.
Yeah.
Am I on your Tuesday list? Don't take it personal. I mean, my sister-in-laws are on there. My mom's on there. It's just how it keeps me from missing the people and the things. And I hate the feeling of like, oh my gosh, my friend just finished in vitro and I totally forgot because she didn't say and I missed it. Like, but if she's on my list and she's Tuesday, I might not miss her by that much. Like I could pop right in and be like, I haven't missed a beat, So I list it like, Fridays I get content put together for my newsletter that's going out Tuesday. And, or coach an email to all of you guys. I get content Friday, so it goes out Monday. And I kind of look at, I save reels a lot. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And so I know exactly what kind of posts I'm going to put up. And then away I go. Yeah.
So basically I just have to get my life more organized.
You should come to Organized Chaos Retreat. No, I'm just kidding.
I know I should.
Because this is exactly what we talk about. This is a lot of what it is, right? It's just being ahead of the chaos so that you can conquer all the things you want to conquer.
You got to stick to it though. That's the key. Like, you can write all the lists you want, but then when I look at it at the end of the day and I'm like, oh, right, I didn't get very far on that list.
Well, and I even find that the more you start completing lists and doing the things, the more you're like, wow, that was really good. I could do that again. I know how I can fit like those things in, and away you go. And then I think having your kids on a system just aids. Like, today I looked at the door frames in our house and I was like, what's happened? Here you go, Avery. I have a chore. And just get them involved. And at the end of the day today, my two big kids were like, hey, were we helpful today? And I was like, you guys killed it today. And they were like, oh yeah. And they love that. Like, we think it's a bad thing. We think it's like, kids love feeling like they're contributing to the family that is chaotic,
Well, wait till they're like 11 and 12. Hopefully they stay that way. This whole tween thing is really, my 3-year-old will do anything. My 11-year-old will not.
Dear 3-year-old, can you teach these crazies? Yes.
Yeah.
What else? What about the rest of you girls? What are you lacking in your world that you need more of? Oh, hey, girl. I'm talking to you. I feel like I haven't seen your face in a very long time.
I
She's like, I know. I know.
know.
But you're here.
I'm-
You're here.
I guess for me, I need to know how to start, period.
Girl, you know how to start. You've
No,
started.
ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's different when you're starting by yourself, but it's a whole nother ball game when you want to bring people with you and you have a little fear and anxiety in that area of your life.
You mean
Does that
like
make sense?
stepping out in like coaching?
Yes.
Yes, got it. I hear
Because
that.
I need that to be accountable, but in the same token, it's like, I don't know. But I also know that's what I need to do as well.
Right. I mean, I think coaching for me, signing up for Beachbody, the accountability and sharing my like whole world online was the best accountability I ever had. Right. Like I would say people on the daily are like, how can you be consistent for 7 straight years? And it's like, because if I don't show up, I hear about it. Right. Like, and I don't, and if I don't show up, I don't want people to talk about it. And so even though they may not be doing any of those things, that mental component keeps me showing up every day. And I think the fear of showing up and inviting others to join you or even just sharing your world online, you have to know that the hope you're giving other people is like you don't even know. You don't even know because you don't know that someone isn't waiting for you to start so they can start, you know?
Mm.
And I think the best thing we ever do is when we go through our battles and we like come out of it. Actually, Rachel Hollis said this. I don't listen to her anymore, but I did for a long time. And one of the best things I ever heard her say was, we go through mountains so that we can turn around and pull up other women when we get to the other side. You know, like when we are in the valley and we get out of it is when we get to turn around and say, okay, sister, you're coming with me. Like I'm pulling you through this because I got through this. And I think that that's my favorite part of social media. I have lots of things that I hate about it, but one of my most favorite things is when we get transparent with our lives. We show people that they can, and we show people that there is hope, and that we get to be the positive in the dark times, right? Like we get to be the light in the tunnel when people can't see. And there's so much hate and frustration and people beating each other up right now that I think there's never been a better time to share your world on social media and show them what it looks like. And it doesn't even matter if you show your shoes, you know, a stretch, you're like dead body on the floor. If you have a story to tell, people are going to listen. I'm just thinking of your old posts of like T20 dead on the step.
Y'all don't understand. Okay. But I was good with the sharing part, but it's the how do you ask people to join part? Like, what if you ask someone to join and it's like no one ever shows up or joins for like months, so to speak? How do you deal with that?
I mean, I think that's a
And
great.
remember, I tried Mary Kay and I worked it for a while and it kind of never prospered. So you're kind of left with that rejection, so to speak.
Sure.
And maybe I didn't love Mary Kay. Maybe I didn't love it. However, it's kind of like the same concept, even though I definitely love Beachbody because even though I haven't been as consistent, I've still kept up with shakes and certain parts of it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think when, rejection is part of life, right? Like rejection is just going to give you, to me, it gives me wings in my sail because, and I don't mean this isn't strictly Beachbody, but I have you could sell Beachbody until you're blue in the face, but the reality is someone has to use it and do it for it to work, right? And they
Mhm.
want to blame, and you'll see all the haters and they'll be like, well, that's a scam. And it's like, no, it's a scam because you just never showed up and pressed play. Like they didn't force you. They didn't shove it down your throat and say, hey, buy this thing. They just said, here's some great workout programs. If you do them, they're going to work, right? And so I think if, when you're starting out, if you're like, okay, I'm going to jump back in and I want to start sharing my workouts or sharing pieces of it, I think it's just a natural call to action at the end of the thing. Like, hey, if you've hit the, like, wherever you are, like if you've hit the rock bottom, if you haven't worked out in months, if you don't even know where to start, like, I've been there, let me help. And it's in those posts that you say that. And then it's somebody asking a question. Well, what are these workouts like? And you kind of let let that slowly build. But the truth of the matter is, if you show up consistently and you begin to get results, people are going to ask you what you're doing,
Okay.
And I think you wait on that. And as you're consistent, and if you're consistent in showing up on social media and you're in your stories or whatever, all it takes is you start putting out those call to actions, and then it's maybe you asking your friends, like your friend group, look, I would love to, do this with you. I would love to work out together. I would love to support you. I know you've been frustrated in this part of your life for a long time. Let's do this together. More coming at it from less salesy, and that's the thing where I think for me personally, well, go ahead. Sorry.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear you say, because you didn't sell to me when I joined you.
No, I hope I
needed-
sold to none of you. I don't want your sales. I want your results. I want your life changed. That has never been, and I think for a long time, I think this is kind of where I got in a hiccup with my own business is I don't even care what you succeed in the business side. If you want to succeed in the business thing, then you're going to have to go full throttle. You're going to have to work really freaking hard. But I want to see you help others do that. And if it means that you're selling quarterly memberships from here until 2024, great. Like, that's getting people started. And we all know that when you begin to take control of your health, when you begin, your entire life changes. And I don't mean just like starting, but like truly owning your health. Because to me, health is so much more than just a physical thing. It means now you're controlling your mental health. It means now that you're reading personal development. It means now that you're closer to your spouse. It means now that you're a healthier example to your friends and your family and your kids. It means now that you have a legacy that's actually potentially not going to go down the diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol road. Like, that's a legacy. And that's what I want to rock with you. That's where I find, like, that's the life-saving stuff that we can do here as a crew.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can
that
I
was
say
one-
something,
Yeah.
Angela? Another thing that I've realized is it's really mindset. Like, if you think that you're being salesy, then that's what you're going to come across as. But if you know that you made a difference in your own life, and that if people do this too, they're going to, if they actually put in the work, they're going to see some differences made in their own lives. Then it's like a mindset shift. And then also, like, they might tell you no a million times, but eventually their no is going to turn into a yes, because they're going to see you showing up all the time. And then they're finally going to say yes. Like, that's how it works.
Yep.
But so it's
And-
mindset shift and knowing that those no's are eventually going to turn into a yes.
Totally.
That's a good way of putting it. I
Mhm,
like that. Okay.
mhm. Yeah. I think when we avoid, we don't put up salesy pictures. We put up our story. We put up what we are, like that's going to speak to people always, 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 always. And so, I think that when you just use that, when you get that no, it's like, I'm showing up tomorrow. I'm going to be here tomorrow because I'm going to show that person I ain't quitting, and again tomorrow, and again tomorrow. And we just never quit. We never stop showing up.
Yeah.
People need, and this might seem so silly, but I'm always like, people need to see people not quit on themselves. it doesn't matter if you quit a business or you quit but when you continuously show up for yourself and for your family and for the people that are watching you, I feel like that there is so much like people get hope from that. They remember I can't tell you how many times, I've gotten a random message from a stranger I've never talked to, and they're like, I just felt like I can keep going because I saw you keep going. I saw you going through the hard stuff and you just kept going. So I can do it. If you can do it, I can do it.
Okay. I'm fighting through. Well, it doesn't matter. I deal with depression. So that's why sometimes you see me, you don't see me, but I'm at a place where I'm really working through a better portion of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I'm in a season of life where I need to rebuild my life to really say I'm on the other side.
Totally.
So it's like trying to figure out what that looked like and not get caught up in comparison and get overwhelmed with everything can be a little difficult. So sometimes I have to step back in order to be able to be okay.
That's good. And share that too, because your vulnerability will attract people too, because you're relatable. Like one thing that
Yes,
I like literally fell in love with Kim when I saw that she like wasn't perfect. Like she shared a little bit of a darker side to her life, not super dark, but I was like, whoa, she's actually super relatable. Like she doesn't have it all together. She really does. I mean, she has it mostly together, but it just that real vulnerable side of you, if you share that, like that depression, people will relate to that because so many people are struggling with that too.
Especially right now. Yeah. I think that's probably the most relatable thing we all can, the 2020 brought out a lot of things. And I would say that mental health is definitely a big one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do y'all stories and stuff the same day, or do y'all do that beforehand? Because sometimes I have time to do posts and sometimes I don't, because of course, when I'm in a test group with you, I post like crazy.
Right.
But I have to have courage to post like crazy like that in other places.
Yes.
So
I think when you're like feeling the fire and you're feeling like you're in the good zone, write a bunch of posts, right? And then you kind of have them stocked up and you can use them whenever you need them.
Because I've been wondering about yours for forever, but I didn't kind of sort of want to be in your business because some people are like, I don't want to tell you my business secrets and things like that. So I kind of left it alone for a little bit.
No, you can ask me. I'm an open book, whatever you ever want to know.
Okay.
I'll tell you all the things, all the things and more. I have zero secrets. Actually, I feel like I said to my mom the other day, I was like, what did I say? I was like, yeah, and I pretty much share it all. And she's like, I know you were at the OBGYN the other day. I'm pretty sure the whole world does. Thanks, Kim. And I was just like, she's like, do you keep anything? Like, do you have anything that you don't share? And I'm like, lots. I mean, there are lots of things. I don't share all the, I have 4 kids. It's not perfect over here. Okay. It's a train wreck from about 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. I don't know what happens in this house. But
okay.
Yeah. Anything you ever need to know, I got you.
Okay.
Anybody else want to share? Have any questions? What do you want to see more of in this community? So just a little side note, some things that I would love to see us work on for next year is a team retreat, somewhere where we can go and we can just grow, and we can go to grow, go to learn more about each other, work out, drink, energize, have fun, break down some walls, lean on that community. I think that that's where, we're going to find a lot of growth. And then another big dream I have, and this is more of a bucket list, but I want to create, like, I want all of us to go. Like if we want to pick somewhere tropical and we head into some land where we do something tropical together. So it doesn't matter. See, there's something that I want to break through. It doesn't matter where we are in this, but we can still do big things and support each other through all of, you know, things that we all want to have from stuff like this. We can still have those things. And that's kind of what I really want to see happen for us. So if there's anything more that you want to see out of this community or this call or from me, you let me know. Because I'm here for that.
What about sharing some recipes? Can you
Recipes?
Yeah.
Like
feel
you
like I
want
could
more?
have some new recipes.
Ooh, I know you feel like you have been asking for recipes. Yes, I think maybe more recipes in Tribe. Do you think that would be helpful? Yeah, sorry, your thing was like giving back weird feedback.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we can do that. I am working on getting recipes on my website too. That's my endeavor. I have to wait, but we'll get there. I think one of the things too, when it comes to meal planning, because I know that this comes up a lot, is keep it simple. I think we try really hard to like get creative, and you know, if your spouse knows, like, I don't know, like for me, I mean, I literally went to culinary school. Cooking food would be my like dream. If I could just cook all the time, I totally would. But I think if I let him know, like, hey, look, I just need protein and vegetables, 3 o'clock on. That's all I'm going to eat is protein and vegetables. So what does that look like? What are the things that you want to eat? And then I make it super simple. Like I'm talking so simple. And I would say you could probably come up with like 40 and just rotate that over and over and over, and maybe just change the spices if you need more variety. But I think we overthink the cooking part of it. And then I eat the same darn thing. I've eaten the same thing for over a year now. Every day. But I love it. Works for me. I don't get bored of it at all. But I also feel like eating is a mindset thing. So if I worship the food, then I'm going to want variety. But if I think of food as nutrition and all it is to fuel me, then it's more of just a means to the end. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I find, and I'm someone who will overeat and I will overindulge and I will eat all the things and I will bake cakes and eat the entire damn cake myself. And I'm not even kidding. You're probably like, really? Yes, absolutely. I will bake a batch of cookies and eat the whole batch of cookies, which is why I just don't bake cookies. I bake cookies that I don't like because then I won't eat them. But if you can get out of the mindset that this food is supposed to satisfy you from like a personal level, and it's just meant to like give you nourishment and brain energy and like fuel all your organs, I feel like then you begin to just want to put the good stuff in, and you don't really care what that is. You just eat, you know. I know I think that takes time, but I feel like that's something that I realized, you know, that's why intermittent fasting for me is phenomenal. And for all of you that now have access to 645, if you go into your Ultimate Portion Fix, you can learn all about intermittent fasting, which is rad. So if you've never tried it, I highly recommend it.
Can't wait to start.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I have a question, Kim, on because I've been intermittent fasting. Sorry, I had to run and get a sweatshirt. But do you still have your Energize while you're fasting, or do you wait?
Okay, so I think it's called a dirty faster, which is such a terrible word. I don't do coffee, I don't do anything, but I do Energize. This is why I shoot Energize. I used to mix it. I used to be a normal person and I mixed it up and then I would drink it through the course of my workout. But I read somewhere that because your workout, you rev up so fast, right? That if you can get the energize in, and then you can get your caloric metabolic wow, you know what I'm trying to say, metabolic rate up, you're going to burn that so fast that you'll be back in ketosis before you even know it.
Okay, so that's why you shoot it, not drink it.
Which you could
Okay.
totally still mix it, and you could shoot, you could drink it with water
Like make it like a shot.
like a normal person does.
Because I tried shooting it and I was like, I might puke right now.
I also don't take full shots. That's something people ask me all the time. Someone said I needed a disclaimer because they did it while they were driving and they almost died. So I don't recommend, if you've never tried it. I probably do like not even half. That's why like today, I think I took 6 shots. I didn't take 6 shots of energy. Like, I took,
I
little.
was just about to say, make sure you tell them they're not full shots.
They're not full shots. Good night.
Oh my
I
gosh, that
wonder
would be
because
crazy.
I got the packet, so but you're supposed to have one full packet.
Yeah.
Is that like one scoop?
I see.
Okay.
Yes, one full packet is a scoop.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I would just say the only thing is if you, and even if you mix it all up, you could even mix it with 6 ounces of water. Just make sure you drink it all right like then. Don't like sip it now over the course, because every time you sip it, now you're adding sugar. Now you're adding sugar, and now your body's like, wait, are we not in ketosis? Are we in ketosis? So just get it in and move on
Get it in and then start your workout right away.
right away.
Okay.
Start running. Don't let it, fester in there. Yes, I don't think you're going to see a huge, unless all of a sudden you're like, I'm doing this and it's not working. I have yet to meet someone who does intermittent fasting and they don't see results. If they're actually doing it and not eating like frat boy from 11 to 6 also. Because a lot of people think because you intermittent fast and you can eat whatever the heck you want during your fasting window, we all know that doesn't going to do anything. So yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else from y'all tonight?
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is this call exactly? Is this a coach call or is this a?
This is technically a tribe rally call. We're all coaches. That is the one prereq to be on the call. But that's about it. We
just talk about a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So if you have business questions, I'm totally here to answer them. If you have, any questions. But something that you're kind of coming back to our crew, Ashley was part, now she's coming back. I would say, there's a lot of really rad things coming up in the Beachbody world. And so I just want us to have like open communication. We're about to get the bike, or you could buy stock now if you want with Beachbody. I mean, there's a little bit of everything. So this is just meant to be a means of conversation, getting to know each other. And then of course it will be Sunday night. So it's kind of like, hey, let's hear your goals for the week. How can we support you in them?
Okay. And usually it'll be on Sundays because talking like scheduling and all that stuff, that's one thing I definitely need to.
Yeah. Sundays will be when this happens.
9 p.m. EST?
Yep.
Okay. I'll put that down in
your book.
In my book that I need to get back to. We're trying.
In my calendar.
We're trying.
Yeah. And you can bring anything that you want to share here. You're good to go. It's a safe place. Anything else from anybody else? What was I going to tell you guys? Next week is Summit, and you should have access. Did everybody get an email? You should have access to go and watch like all the content and all the events. And so if you, and like they'll have really great speakers that you can learn about anything you need.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
For someone who really wants to get started on a business side, what type of things should I plug into to learn the business, so to speak?
Okay, so I did just read that Beachbody is coming out with a brand new Getting Started Right, and the videos, it's like a 4-video onboarding that's supposed to be phenomenal, which I was really excited to hear. So if you go in, hang on, I'm gonna try to, you go into your coach office. You know how to get into there, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So you go into here, I'll just copy and just so you guys all have it. It's right here. Just in case. There's your coach office. And if you go in there and you can literally go into like getting started, new coach, like training, and I would just plug in and watch anything you want to know. I'm just logging in so I can actually see if I can share exactly where it would be. So if you go to Grow My Business, there's all kinds of training in there. And, well, actually, and then there's a whole training tab. So if you go, hang on, let me just share my screen really fast and then you guys can look. Okay, so if you are in here and you go, there's like a whole training, there's getting started. So these 5 videos will cover some important information you need to know as you start the coaching business. So this is like your basic stuff. And then I would say anything extra, like anything you want to know. Also, by the way, you can do newsletters out of here, just in case you didn't know that. Can't remember where, but you can do them out of here. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, send an email. I think you could use that if you wanted. But if you ever have any like specific questions that you're like, I would love to know how to, like, just ask. Anything you want to know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I would also say if you just like want to listen to something in the background while you're doing something else, like the Facebook Champions page.
Oh yeah, that's a good
You're
one.
out on that. There's just, I mean, there's endless things, and it usually tells you what the topic is. So then you can decide if it's something you need right now or something that you're like, oh, I'm not ready for that.
Okay.
What
And
was that, Allison? What was the Facebook one?
It's called Beachbody Champions. It's on Facebook, and it's just you can just join the group, and then there's just lots of trainings from different coaches
I'm gonna add you guys right now.
about everything. And I'll just like put one on while I do the dishes and just like listen to what that coach has to say, or how they grew their business, or what worked for them, or best ways to invite, or I mean, everything and anything. But it's nice to hear like from people who like have done it or are doing it and what works for them.
Also,
Yeah.
you're already a member. Actually, I'm trying to invite you right now.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Which
I'm gonna follow it somehow, or have it like pop up in my news feed.
Yes, I was gonna say have it, but yeah, there is incredible trainings, and there's an entire. If you go into, I just invited Tara, Charlotte invited you, and Angela invited you. In there, you can go under the guides, and there's tons of information. And then if you just go into like into discussion, there's so many videos. And then of course you can watch the National Wake Up Call, which is great for information. You have to kind of scroll through for a while because they have so many announcements, which are great in the beginning, but then they have so many more, and you're just like, can you get into the content, please? So anyway, there's lots of information in there too. But I just invited
A
you.
good book too is Go For Now, I think it's called. It's for pretty much what we do.
If
Go
you,
For Now. I can't remember who wrote it.
I can't remember either. Is it Cardone? Grant Cardone?
I can't remember.
The other thing I was going to say is this is super random, but 75 Hard, I don't know if you've heard of it. You heard of it?
yeah.
No. It's a program that you do. It's free. It's just a very intense, there's like 6 non-negotiables that you do every day. But one of the things that I have found that I think every human being should do every single day is commit to reading 10 pages a day. Physical, not listening, not an audio book, but physically having a book that you read 10 pages a day in. It doesn't even matter. When I read, I go from like marriage to kids to like business to motherhood, I just like interchange. But if you can commit to reading 10 pages every single day, I think you will find really your life will start to change in a really positive way. So I just thought I'd throw that in because I would say that's probably one of the best takeaways I had from 75 Hard. But all right, girls. Well, onward. This was great. I hope that you gleaned and you feel ready to conquer the rest of the week. It's already Thursday.
Oh my gosh, that's so weird.
I know. Woohoo. Moving on. Moving up. Is everybody doing 6:45? I think so, right?
When does that start on the? I'm so confused about when it actually starts.
I'm starting on the 19th.
Okay, that's when I'm gonna start then. I mean, I haven't got the bands and everything yet, so.
The only hard part is if you do plan on inviting anybody, then your customers can't buy it until the 19th. And so then you wouldn't really, they couldn't start. And I mean, they could start, they just aren't going to have any bands. But I would say
Yeah.
most people could go pick up a band to start. It wouldn't be the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, onward. Angela, are you working out tomorrow? You're muted. Can't hear you. Waiting.
I have to, I'm with family now, so I kind of have to do a little jump rope, walking, and something with the band, so to speak.
Okay. Well, I want to see your check-in in Tribe tomorrow.
Yep, I do need accountability. I
Okay.
will do that.
I don't care if you jump rope and you put some bands on your feet and you do some squats. Just a
Share
little.
it in your stories.
Just a little like, hey, I'm on vacation, but I'm working.
Okay, I will do.
Okay. The rest of you, I think you're good for it. Allison, you don't post in Tribe. Are you even in there? It's okay. You don't have to.
No, I'm in there. I just have a hard enough time. I have 2 of my own groups going that I'm like, oh my God, I gotta tell those people that are like waiting for me that I did it. So I should just add that to my list
And
of
you
places to
you
post.
just one more copy and paste.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Here, I twisted your arm.
Didn't take long.
Tara does, right? You get in there. Charlotte, you're in. And Ashley, you're starting tomorrow. Roger?
Roger.
I think you did post in there today. You started 75 Hard.
Yep, and I failed, but we're giving grace. We're giving a lot of grace for a while, probably.
Okay. Hey.
It's the planning. It's really the planning and scheduling and figuring out what works for my big family and our new house and all the things.
I know. One day at a time.
One day I'll hit 75.
You
It
will.
might be 100 days from now, but
I'm gonna run a group in the fall. Not right now, not through the summer. I can barely get in a 30-minute workout outside. It's too warm. But in the fall, I want to run another one because I think it's just so powerful. So, all right, y'all. Well, I will see all your faces tomorrow. And I hope that you have a great night tonight.
good night.
Okay, bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.